Racing is all about speed and winning, but sometimes it's the moments of kindness that steal the show. Imagine speeding at 200 miles per hour and choosing to help a rival instead of racing past. These stories prove sports are about more than just crossing the finish line. First, when fire couldn't stop gratitude. Let's rewind to one of the most jaw-dropping moments in recent F1 history. November 29, 2020, Bahrain Grand Prix. Romain Grosjean's car smashed into a barrier at 140 miles per hour. And then, in what looked like something straight out of a nightmare, it split in half and burst into flames. For what felt like an eternity, 28 seconds to be exact, he was trapped inside this fiery cage that no one thought he could escape. The fire was so fierce, people watching feared the worst. But then, something incredible happened. Just days later, Grosjean didn't sneak away or stay hidden. He walked right back into that same paddock, not to race, but to thank every single person who saved him.
I owe you a bit of a pudding. You were the man across the road?
The taxi service that made F1 history. Not every unforgettable moment in racing comes wrapped in tragedy. Sometimes it's the little things, the friendships, the unexpected kindness that remind us why we even care about this crazy sport. Take Singapore 2013. The final lap was ticking down when Mark Webber's Red Bull started overheating, thanks to a sneaky water leak. His car just died in the middle of turn 7, leaving him stranded like a lost tourist on race day. Alonso did something no one saw coming. He slammed on the brakes and stopped his Ferrari right there on the track. Then, he waved Webber over to hop on. So there they were, two fierce competitors, with Webber casually hanging off Alonso's car like it was the most normal thing in the world. When a champion gave away victory. Buckle up, because this one flips everything you think about racing on its head. Austrian Grand Prix, 2002. Rubens Barrichello was cruising to a win that was as good as sealed, just a few corners from glory, and it was his race to lose. Then, Ferrari stepped in with one of the most controversial orders ever. Let Michael Schumacher pass to boost his championship run. Barrichello wasn't thrilled, but did what he was told, crossing the finish line second while Schumacher took the win. The crowd was livid. Barrichello crushed. Team politics had robbed a great moment.
He's not going to let Michael through, is he? No, they're going to... Yes, he is! No! I do not believe it! He doesn't deserve to win it. That is outrageous.
But Michael Schumacher? He wasn't about to let that story end there. On the podium, instead of soaking up the spotlight, he gently pushed Barrichello up to the top step and handed him the winner's trophy. That simple gesture said it all. And it gets better. Fast forward to the US Grand Prix later that year. Schumacher was neck and neck with Barrichello in the final meters, but slowed just enough to let his teammate take the win by a hair. 0.011 seconds. He never said it outright, but sometimes actions shout louder than words. This wasn't just racing, it was brotherhood on the track.
Who's going to win this Grand Prix? It's a mystery.
It's 0.0. His first over. Barrichello's been given the win.
Barrichello by 0.011 of a second.
The push that defined brotherhood. NASCAR might not be the first place you expect tear-jerking moments, but Watkins Glen 2018 flipped that idea on its head. Chase Elliott had just snagged his first ever Cup Series win, the kind of moment he'd been chasing since he first climbed into a race car. The excitement was through the roof, but then, plot twist. His car ran out of fuel during the victory lap. Just when it looked like the celebration might hit a snag, in rolled Jimmy Johnson, 7-time NASCAR champ and all-around legend. Without missing a beat, Johnson slid up behind Elliott and started pushing his car toward the finish line. Imagine that. One of the sport's greatest heroes literally giving the next generation a shove toward their dream moment. When a crying child changed everything. Sometimes the biggest moments in racing don't happen on the track at all. Take the Spanish Grand Prix in 2017. There was this 6-year-old kid from France named Thomas Danel, living the dream of every young racing fan, watching his hero, Kimi Räikkönen, take on the circuit. Then, bam, Kimi crashes out at turn 1. The cameras caught Thomas breaking down in tears. His hero was out, the race was over, and his little heart was crushed. Now, back in the day, that might have been the end of the story. But this was a new era for F1. Someone in the communications team had a light bulb moment and brought Thomas and his family right into the paddock. Ferrari didn't waste a second and whisked the kid to their hospitality area, where Thomas got to meet Kimi, the rival who became a hero. Let's rewind to 1993, Belgium's Blanchimont Corner, a place known for testing even the bravest drivers. French racer Eric Comas lost control during practice and crashed hard, ending up unconscious right in the middle of the track with his foot still pinned on the accelerator. It's the kind of scene that sends chills down your spine. Ayrton Senna was coming up fast and saw the wreck. Most drivers would have just kept going, but not Senna. He slammed on the brakes, jumped out of his car, and sprinted to Comas's side. With no time to waste, Senna killed the engine and started giving first aid, holding things together until the medical crew could arrive. Thanks to Senna's quick thinking and courage, Comas survived. When Mercedes made magic for a little boy. At the 2017 British Grand Prix, a young Finnish boy named Oliver sat in the stands, head to toe in blue, proudly waving a Finnish flag and wearing the number 77, Valtteri Bottas's number. Mercedes noticed during the broadcast and decided to give Oliver the surprise of a lifetime. They brought him to Mercedes-Benz World, where he finally met Bottas. When Bottas handed him a personal gift, the smile on Oliver's face said it all. It wasn't just a gift, it was a message. Fans like Oliver truly matter. Racing rivals becoming lifesavers. The 8 Supercars, Phillip Island, 2013. A race that started with roaring engines ended in one of the most unexpected displays of sportsmanship. Alex Premat lost control of his Holden and slammed into James Courtney's car. Driver's door, no less. It looked brutal, and for a moment, everyone held their breath. But instead of staying in his wreck, Premat jumped out, sprinted to Courtney's car, and helped him climb out through the passenger side. The commentator nailed it. Alex is gone just to help him get out. Translation? Forget rivals. This was full-on action hero stuff. The heartbreak that showed true character. Abu Dhabi, 2021. The F1 finale that felt more like a Hollywood plot twist written by someone who'd never watched a race in their life. Lewis Hamilton was on cruise control, one hand on the wheel, the other practically reaching for that record-breaking 8th world title. Then, out of nowhere, Nicholas Latifi crashed with 5 laps to go. It was like someone hit the chaos button in the race director's office.
Lap cars to overtake the safety car.
Michael, this isn't right.
Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen side by side. Verstappen has the faster, fresher tyres. Far enough back, he's going to make the lunge down the inside. Hamilton sees it.
No, Michael, no, Michael, that was so not right.
Of all the controversy, of all the magic moments in Formula 1, Max Verstappen, for the first time ever, is champion.
Oh my Lord, Max! Oh my God!
Now here's where the real story begins. Lewis had every reason to be furious, and yet this man, who just watched history slip from his grasp, walked up to Max and said, "Big congratulations to Max and his team. No tantrum, no mic drop, just pure class."